There we go. Oh, it finished. It
Yo.
lagged. I wasn't sure. Hello, welcome to Rock Players. It's Thursday, and I'm here with some lovely guests. The trusty crew of Rudigs, SPG, and Ray. Welcome to the show, guys. How are
Hey,
you
thanks
doing?
for doing great. Thanks for having me on here.
Oh, nice to have you.
Yes, it's time to get our rocks off.
Exactly. For a change, I haven't chatted with you randomly through the week this week. I think I usually jump into the voice chat on Discord, but I think I've forgotten it. Like I haven't gotten hadn't time this week yet. So yeah, lovely to see you. It's been a while.
Oh
How
yeah.
have you all played something fun?
Yeah, there was a game that when I was looking at it, I was like, I don't think this is the game for me. So somebody gifted me the game, Lethal Company. I played it and now I'm hooked. I actually enjoyed the game. So yeah. And then
Nice.
they got a new season of Marvel Snap, Sebastian Shaw. And so I've been grinding through that. So that's what I've been up to.
Nice. How about you, Root?
Oh, I'm always in the mix on what's new and hot. Getting into Ragnarok Valhalla DLC. Absolutely visceral, ripping apart ads with an axe, tearing through them with a spear, and just ripping them apart. The roguelike element mixed with new stories, big bosses, even bringing new enemy types and hints towards the future of what God of War Ragnarok will be. And my theory is this is introducing a God of War remake, the original. And they're going to bring back everything because a lot of the ads in this Valhalla DLC are the old Roman zombie type creatures that you fought in the first God of War. So
They
I'm
might be
I'm
going back to
really thinking
basics.
they're hinting towards bringing that back.
Yeah, sounds like they might be going back to basics then. By the way, is it only free if you have the base game, or is it a
It's a
standalone thing?
free add-on.
Okay, so you need
Yeah.
to have the
So
basic
if
still.
you've
Yeah.
already owned Ragnarok, then it's added on to your game already. I don't need my rocks off as I've had. Hey, it's time to get our rocks off as a community.
Exactly. Um, no, because I think I like bought it for 0, but I don't have the base game yet. So curious to how that would work. Would
Yeah,
be cool if
I
they
I
did it as a
believe you
standalone. To
do
be fair.
not have access to it without you
Yeah.
need Valhalla as a base because that's going to bring all the assets, everything inside. You can't
Yeah,
just
most
play it
I assumed
alone
that was
as
the
a
case.
solo.
I was just
Yeah.
hoping that I could play the roguelike DLC for free without buying the base game.
That would be cool.
It would
That
be
would
really
be a
cool to have
cool
it
thing to do.
standalone. Like to be honest, it
Yeah.
might be something that brings people into buying the base game. Like if they can try that experience for free, gets into the gameplay, they might then pick it up.
You're not wrong. However, the experience would ruin because it's spoiler heavy.
Okay, yeah,
So,
then yeah. SPG, how about you? What have you been playing?
Oh man, Lethal Company, like Ray was talking about. That's an interesting game. I was gifted it as well. But I've been playing some more BG3. I say it all the time. I play it all the time.
Yeah,
But they released Honor Mode. And Honor Mode is like sitting at a table with a DM that's actively trying to kill you. Every encounter is like, feels like they're cheating. They don't make any stupid moves. Except goblins. I've watched one of them try to get to me and jump off a ledge and kill themselves. But other than that,
but that's on point for goblins anyway. So
I mean, true, it's their intelligence, but yeah, no, the game is super hard, man. They've added in legendary actions by bosses. So if it's a mini boss or a real boss, it's just tough, man.
yeah,
They made it more difficult. But if you know all the little mechanics and the little tricks to get extra actions or bonus actions or using certain builds, the game's still easy. But if you're trying to just, hey, I'm going to move, I'm going to take an action, I'm going to do a bonus action, my turn's over, you play that way, good luck because you're going to die.
yeah.
You are going to die.
I started a new run today. I still haven't finished my other run, but I want like I was playing on my phone with the Kishi at lunch break at the office, and I just couldn't. I didn't like. I'm at a point in my main playthrough where I really need the full mouse and keyboard experience to progress, because it's very much like tongue in cheek. I can't like if I all my spell AOE effects needs to be very specific in where I
Yes.
hit, because I don't want to aggro a specific character in this combat, which I most likely will otherwise. And because last time I tried, I tried to take him out using non lethal damage, and then a AOE spell killed him, and I had to reload my save. So yeah, I've started a new run because I didn't want to stop playing just because of that. As the Dark Urge, gnome sorcerer.
Well, that ought to be great, dude. I've
Yeah,
played
wild
like
magic as well.
I've played like 1,800 hours. Okay, so this should just tell you, like, I know all the ins and outs of the game. I know where the enemies are. I know pretty much what they're gonna do. Honor run. I made it to the beach, got in the first little brain fight, and I died because I
Right.
was
I
level
mean,
one.
yeah,
It
and I
was
mean,
me and
I started this
Shadowheart,
on.
and those brains that scurry
They're
around. They do
dangerous.
psychic. They do psychic damage to you from a distance in honor mode or tactician mode.
Oh damn, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it was quite quick, and I was dead, and I was like, well, there goes my first run.
yeah.
Shit.
I mean, my sorcerer is weak. He has a strength of 8
Yeah, that's rough.
because he's a sorcerer. So he also has 8 hit points, by the way, which was fun going into that. I mean, I'm playing on balance because I figured I should get a few more hours than my belt before I upgrade to
That's
taxation.
like
But
every attack your character goes down at that point, and at level one anyway, 8 hit points.
yeah, it's
That's rough.
yeah, like what I think they had one. They got one hit in on me, and that did 6 damage out of 8, and then they did a crit on Shadowheart, dealing 8 damage out of 11. That was the first turn they had. Luckily, I managed to outwit them over the next two turns,
One
but it
of the
was
things,
tough.
one of the things that you can do is get buffs for your character. But if your character dies, they lose those permanent buffs. So if you have to resurrect somebody with a scroll, it's all gone. Well, I've lost mine a few times in honor mode because I had to take one character and run away and then come back with scrolls and bring them all back to life. The game's hard, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's a good game though. We'll
Yes.
dive into it further as we go. No, I've never really tried it RPG mouse holds. I don't have one. I have this one, which is a just basic like a basic gaming mouse because it's a wireless gaming mouse. So it has 2 extra buttons and customizable DPI and RGB because why not? That's something I basically told my employer like because I need a new like the mouse I got from the office was breaking down. I was like I need a new mouse. Could I please get one that's bigger than the standard mice because my hands are quite big. And they were like, we can't find any. I was like, hang on, give me 1 second, and I sent them a link to like a gaming mouse. Like, gaming mice are bigger. Find me the cheapest gaming mouse that's wireless. And they gave me this one, Del Taco, which like it's a decent mouse. I like it. So no, I haven't
Fanatic.
tried their RPG mouse.
I'm a fanatic.
Are you?
Yeah, but not for
You're not
fanatic.
not fantastic. You're a fanatic.
Yeah, I'm hoping to one day get what's the guys at Sherify to get to maybe do some collab with them. Would be because I really like the look of their stuff, but one day at a time. Shall we dive into some things that's been happening in the industry? By the way,
Yeah, it's
it's been
history and
it's been a
it's
bit.
history. It's history.
Let's see, there we go. That's the tab. That's the tab. We can do that one. First of all, Stadia controllers that are not yet switched to Bluetooth mode. You have until the end of the year to do so. Just go to stadia.google.com/controller before it's too late. Have you done this with all your controllers yet?
Nope.
I have.
I will go down in history as having my Stadia controller still Wi-Fi.
So I three of them I did the wireless, and one which was my founders I didn't do it to it. I didn't give it Bluetooth because that one's special for me because that was my first.
like I see what you mean, both of you, but at the same time, I was like, but I want to keep using my founders because I love my founders. So I actually upgraded all of them. I had the same plan to keep one of them non-upgraded, but then I realized like, nah, I do want to use all of them. So I eventually switched all three of mine.
No, all my controllers need to have back paddles. Hashtag team back paddles. Hashtag pro controllers. It's the only
Nah,
way to play. If you're not playing with back paddles, you're not playing the right way.
Yeah,
but these are
Joe,
so good.
I've got a whole Premier Edition still sealed in the box with the controller. So
Do
Yeah,
you?
that's one like. So do you open and switch that, or you just keep it as a
I'm
collector's
just gonna
item?
keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it sealed. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna buy it in 10 years, but
I mean, that's a collector's item. Why not? Museum might want to pick it up in
As much as
40
things
years.
in the Google graveyard are collector's items, it's a memento. If
Yeah,
anything, it would look great on a game wall as a piece of
yeah, yeah.
history.
I mean, yeah. It's weird that a thing that we were all a big part of is now a thing of history. When you think about it.
I mean, we make jokes about it, but it was one of the, in my opinion, probably one of the best ways to play games in the
Yeah.
cloud. It was really awesome, connecting fast. You got your game, boom, click no downloads, no nothing. The settings. I mean, it was great.
I
It was
mean,
great. I miss
I
it. I
would say
miss it.
it was the best way to play. Period.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, unfortunately, they didn't do it. And Holtz, if you want to upgrade any of them, stop being lazy and get to it, because your time's literally running out. I don't think the community will pick the source code up and fix it for them. So what do you say? Do we want to go right into industry news or left into cloud news? So pick your own adventure style of a show this time around.
that's up to you, man. You're
Um,
driving.
I
I'm
mean,
I could go
I
either
mean,
way.
Why go
well,
left when you can go right? Let's
All right,
twist it around. Am I right?
there we go then. So if yeah, if you have an Xbox, you can now pick up BG3. They shadow dropped it to Xbox during the Game Awards. And I read that they had plans to just talk about it in the in the like in the winning speech, and be like, "Hey, you can also play it on Xbox now." But then they completely forgot. Partly because they were a bit like everyone was being rushed off the stage a little bit during that show, which was unfortunate. Um, but yeah, they also just forgot about it completely. But yeah, you can pick it up for Xbox now. So those of you, I mean, some of you have Xboxes and play, or maybe it's just you, Ray, who has an Xbox as well as everything else.
mhm.
You gonna triple dip on this one, or
You know what? I am a triple dipper. PlayStation, Xbox, and well, actually, I actually four dipper because I do cloud and PC. So yeah, this is a game that I really enjoyed on Stadia. I really enjoyed playing on PC, and you know what? I might just probably try it on Xbox and then maybe later on PlayStation because this is a game like it's endless what you can do with it. So I can pick different characters and do different stuff on each of the platforms. So yeah, I will do that.
nice? I mean, to be fair, the first of all, the like the console edition and the editions are the same, but also your playthrough on the Xbox will probably be quite different from the playthrough on the other platforms. There is a lot
Yeah,
to the game in terms of content.
yeah.
Furthermore, they did, speaking of Baldur's Gate, they did sweep the Game Awards a bit. Um, so I think they had, yeah. So
6.
Alan Wake picked up three accolades: best narrative, best direction, and best art direction. Nintendo won three awards for various games. Square Enix and Capcom won two. Um, but when you look at at Baldur's Gate 3, they won six different awards, including Game of the Year, Best RPG, Best Multiplayer Game, Best Community Support, Best the Player's Choice category, and Neil Newbon won for best performance as Asarian.
You think that would have earned them 6 minutes of speech time?
You'd think.
Yeah, that's. I did see
Uh,
Jeff stating on saying on Twitter that he was gonna like they realized very early on that the timers were way too short, so he kept telling like in between the moments like extend the time, and they kept extending it a little bit every basically for every
I
speech. But
love Christopher Judd. I love Christopher Judd's roast on Call of Duty. That was like
yeah,
when
and
he
the
went.
one on his own speech,
Yeah,
I like that too actually.
Well, the roast continues because the free Valhalla DLC is longer than the Modern Warfare campaign.
Ouch. Ouch.
Uh,
Almost as long as that guy's speech. Almost.
Yeah.
yeah, but like I gotta say like first, Jeff Keighley did say that he will address this for next year. That there was didn't go like. I mean, they had their thing where they had it is at the end of the day a show that is funded completely by all of the ads they run, including all the trailers. Like half
It
the
was
trailers
Trailer
are
Fest.
yeah. I mean, half of like people show up for the trailers, but the amount of people showing up for the trailers gives the awards the award show and like the award aspects of it more weight. So like it's a win-win kind of thing. And but like at the end of the day, like most trailers will pay to be there. A few will be paid to be there to bring in the eyes. Because I mean, like the really the biggest ones are usually being paid to show up. To my understanding, whilst most of the smaller ones and middle ones and some of the big ones are paying actively to be there and show off their games. And then I mean, there's obviously a few of them where just Jeff is like, yeah,
so
I like you guys. Let me show off the game because it's cool.
so I had four of my buddies actually flew out there for the awards and got to take pictures with some of the presenters. I thought that was really cool. They
That
were
is cool.
showing it on Instagram, and the chick who, I mean, a lot of people were dressed up as samurais, and so it's just weird. The one chick kind of like had the robe like outfit, and um, that was on stage. They got to take pictures with it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is a cool event no matter what. Did they screw some things up this year? Yes. I mean, and last year they let last year they let Cruise of Judge talk way too long. This year
And
they
a
had people.
random guy on stage that
Yeah,
wanted to thank Bill Clinton, the rabbi.
yeah. This
That
year
was kind of funny.
and like and those two things led to this year people being asked to be prompted to hurry up on stage while giving the speeches and I think only four people were allowed to be on stage at one point, and they all had to be pre-approved. Like if you win, who will go on stage, and like they would have to know exactly who was going up. It was a limited amount, so even if you had like a whole team of 8 people there, oh sorry, only 4 of you can go up because we had
Yeah.
this kid running up last year. So like last year, like the issues they had this year were a large part due to them overcorrecting for the issues they had last year, which is unfortunate, but it
Sounds
is
like,
expected.
and we say this in Cyborg City, sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah, they need to get better at tweaking how they do things.
Safety's first though, because you no telling. Thank God that kid didn't run up and do anything horrible to someone. But yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, um, and I mean, as for the like who got snubbed and out of nominations and things that we've discussed in the past, several games. I think we all have games that we wish were in various categories. I think we all have games that we think should have won various categories out of the nominees that were in
My
there.
game won my category.
I voted for your game to win that category.
I
So
actually didn't. I think.
I did. I did. I
Wow.
did.
Well, that's because you're
I
not
hadn't
a
played it.
friend, Bjorn.
No,
Come
because
on, Armored Core is everything to me.
it
Armored
was
Core
actually
is
because I
my
hadn't played it and I had played
PG3.
something else in that list. I was like, I liked it. I
I
did like that one. But yeah,
I
was
mean, I like
when I saw that win, it's like I'm happy for you.
I
This
liked
will make it fun.
I loved playing Alan
Thank
Wake
you.
2, but I didn't know it was going to win that many awards. So
Yeah,
I was very surprised about that. And then Spider-Man 2, I thought Spider-Man 2 was going to at least win one, maybe action. I was very surprised, but
Hey, a nomination is an accolade.
Yeah.
It's an
oh,
honor to be nominated.
definitely. But come on, let's keep it real. It's about getting the trophy. It's all about the trophy.
But like something to keep in mind, while we all think other games should have won various categories and other games should have been in the nominee list, the like first of all the way they select the nominees and way they select the winners are pretty clearly stated on their FAQ page, and it's honestly very logical in a sense. Like it's very straightforward. It's just a matter of all of the let's see, is it in here? No, it's in another tab. But like basically all of the jury. Here we go. So all of these voting juries, all of these outlets across the world, all get to put forward 5 games for each category. And the way you do that is by reaching out to all the people who work at these outlets and be like, hey, put through 5 of them, and then it's a popularity contest. If True Gaming in the, or like if the Peruvian website Game Record put forth 5 games for like collectively put 5, everyone put forth 5 games. Then they took like which 5 are the most nominated out of these 5. Those are the ones that we put forward
I
as our
agree,
vote,
Ray.
and then they do that for all of them, like all these outlets, and then they do like, oh, these were the top 5 voted games for each category. It's a like popularity thing. Like if the if the image editor at Rappler in the Philippines haven't heard of Baldur's Gate, they're not going to nominate Baldur's Gate. It's as simple as that. The game that most people have heard of, it's the one that's going to win, or get nominated. Yeah, it's a massive list. Except for accessibility, which is a separate jury, and esports, which is also a separate jury. However, the BAFTA Game Award nominations I think just dropped, as in earlier today. Yeah, the long lists have been published, meaning the first, the first time they cut the list down a little bit. First of all, like people put forth their options, and you have like 100 different games in each category, and then you'll cut that down to something a bit more manageable. So it's like the nominee list. Here we go. How the BAFTA's best game list work. So this list has been chosen by over 1,200 experienced games industry professionals, all members of the BAFTA, the arts charity for films, games, and television. There's also a long list for the. It is also the long list for the BAFTA Game Awards, which is an award show where they give prizes to the game of the year on the BAFTAs is the game of the year that the industry experts think should be the game of the year, meaning that it's like it has nothing to do with popularity. All of the game, like if you're in the jury for one of these awards, you will have to play basically a certain amount of hours or a certain percentage of each game in that list. So you'll get a list of like these 10 games are on, like you got to pick a winner out of these 10 games. Here are codes for all the games. You got to play all these games for at least like 80% of them.
Yeah,
And then
how
you make
biased is that? Are you saying you don't even have to finish the game to be on the jury?
I'm saying if you want to vote, you have to play. I don't think you have to 100% the games, but I think you have to finish the storyline, and maybe I don't think you have to do all the collectibles and all the side stuff. But you have to play it for a certain amount of significant amount of time. But you have to play all the games on the list to then be able to vote on, and then they sit down and discuss in a group discussion, and then they all vote.
Oh, this is BAFTA.
Yeah, so the BAFTAs is like
Yeah.
the Game Awards is just popularity voting, like the thing that
Yeah.
most people have heard of, whereas BAFTAs is like no, we have a proper jury, and we're gonna make sure that everyone does their proper work. So let's see here the 60 best I don't know where the 60 best video games of the 2023. So these 60 games are the games that are on the list for I think their game of the year. Um, so yeah, but this is the game makers that work for this. So you have Alan Wake 2. And they have I think they also have, yeah. So this is Alan Wake 2 is nominated, longlisted for a bunch of categories. Like both voice actors and animation, artistic achievement, and everything. Assassin's Creed Mirage is for animation, audio achievement, and music. Atomic Heart is up for debut game. Baldur's Gate 3 is up for, well, a lot of things. I mean, they have 3 actors log listed for performance of a leading role.
Looks like less than Alan Wake though.
Someone did accounting, and it's actually they have 17, whereas Alan Wake has 16. However, like they do have 3 for supporting cast and 3 for leading cast. So that's 6. Like these 2 categories are six nominations, long listings, right there. 6 of them all in one go. I think Alan Wake had. Let's see here.
Yeah, another
1,
line.
2, 3. Yeah, so 3 for performance, supporting cast, and let's see, 1, 2. Okay, 3 for. Okay, they have the same amount of nominations for actors. But you gotta keep in mind, these are Finnish names. Some of these Finnish names are notoriously long. Okay, some actually Finnish names, but yeah, still longer names. And yeah. So animation, achievement, audio achievement, best game design, music, narrative, technical achievement, performance and leading role, and supporting role. So Baldur's Gate 3 has the most ones. Alan Wake 2 has the second most. Yeah, Battlefield 2042 is on there for evolving game. Bluey the video game nominated for best family game. Yes, please. And I mean Call of Duty, Cassette Beasts, Chance of Senar, Cocoon, Cyberpunk is on there for evolving game, and then Idris Elba for supporting cast. Dave the Diver, I think Dave the Diver is nominated for best game alongside Baldur's Gate. It wasn't on the Game Awards, but it is here. Dead Island, Delivers Mars, Diablo 4, Disney Illusion Island. They also have best British game because it is a British award. Dredge, EA Sports. Yeah, and Guard. I never heard of that game. Debut game. So yeah, the BAFTAs is
Final Fantasy 16. Let's go. Amazing game. Completely novel combat system. Unlike any
animation,
other. And look at
achievement, audio achievement, music, narrative.
Look at the actor.
Ben Starr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Clive Rosenfield.
Ben, I think I've seen an interview with him. I think wasn't it Renaissance Man who did an interview with him like 2 years ago.
Same with Sid's actor as well.
Ralph Ineson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two actors and then a bunch of others. I mean, then you have the
everyone's favorite Fortnite. Come on, throw it
Genshin
up.
Impact is up for evolving game as well. I actually started playing Genshin Impact again yesterday. Downloaded it locally on my phone for some reason because I figured that, because I realized when last time when I installed it, I was thinking I'll just play with the cloud. I actually never really went in and played it very much, so I figured I'll keep it installed for a bit. It's 31 gigabytes on my phone. Like seriously, how am I supposed to keep that installed for long? I don't know what they're thinking. Hogwarts Legacy is actually up for
Hi-Fi Rush up for.
Hi-Fi Rush is up for animation, artistic achievements, audio achievements, family, music, new intellectual property.
Oh.
All valid.
It's a really entertaining, fun, novel combat again.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a valid list of categories that it's nominated for. Hogwarts Legacy, animation, artistic achievement, audio achievement, best game, family, best design, music, narrative, and technical achievement. All valid. Like that makes sense. that is up for those. Technical achievement for Call of the Mountain, the VR game. Tears of the Kingdom is up
Legend of
for
Zelda. Oh my god.
animation, artistic
Brilliant
achievement,
game.
audio achievement, best game, game design, music, narrative, and technical achievement.
Yeah.
The PlayStation Plus Lego 2K Drive is up for family and multiplayer. Lies of Pi, I know that you like that one.
Lies of P. Lies of P.
P.
Lies of P.
P. Pi, yeah.
Not. It's a retelling of Pinocchio.
Yeah. But Pi, no, okay. No, okay. Best new intellectual property, I guess. Lords of the Fallen, I think, didn't you like that one as well? Isn't that down your alley?
I picked it up, but I have not broken into it. Actually, Maker of Chaos is in the chat. We are
I
going to
played the
coordinate on that.
original. I played the original. Loved it.
Yeah. Weirdly, that is like it's technically a follow up, but it's nobody's best debut game. Yes, Neil, that's what I was thinking of. Life of Pi, Lies of P. There we go.
Oh, Life of Pi. Yeah, that's a book about.
I'm
It's a
sorry,
movie. It's a
David. Yes,
movie
has given
too.
over your son. It's a massive list of 60 games. We can't go over all of it in depth. I've never heard making of Karateka. Never heard of that game. Except for games beyond entertainment.
Wow,
It's
that
an
actually looks very
It's an
interesting.
interactive documentary.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun.
That is interesting, though. I mean, it's an interesting answer. Like, yeah, and it's just the tells the story of the creation of the 1984 game Karateka. Huh. Mario Kart Deluxe for Evolving Game. Marvel Spider-Man 2 up for a lot of things. Animation,
That's cool.
artistic achievements.
Animation. A lot of things are up for animation.
Yeah. Artistic achievement, audio achievement,
Best
best
game.
game,
Wow.
game design, music, technical achievement. Both Yuri Lowenthal and Najee Jeters are up for leading role, and
Well, if I'm not
Tony Todd
mistaken,
for Venom.
Sony took home the BAFTA last year with God of War.
Yeah,
Yes, folks. I have
but
my
not best game.
landscaper. Sorry.
Best game got taken home last time by Vampire Survivors. Won best game, but they did but basically everything else was won by God of War last year on the BAFTAs. But best game, that was Vampire Survivors. But also like I'm interested to see, because I think Spider-Man has a chance to do really well because the animations are really nice, and the animate, like, keep in mind the animation category will be voted on by animators from the video game industry.
Have you played the game, Bjorn, or not booted it up yet?
I haven't bought it yet. I haven't. I have.
I wish I could send you my copy because I platinumed it. Humble brag in front of everybody.
I mean,
but it is absolute amazing title. So much fun.
Yeah,
it's
like one of those, like, I'm hoping
reading
that
a comic book again.
My son loved it. I loved watching him play, and some really cool villains. It's great story.
I mean,
great story.
It really is. The first one I played, the first one, original one I actually didn't play, but I did watch, I think, 2 full let's plays of it. Both Jesse Cox and Jacksepticeye. Miles Morales I played when it was the first game I finished on the when I got the PS5, and I loved it. It was great. So yeah, like I am looking forward to playing it, but I felt like spending $70 on a brand new game when I have a massive backlog and was still like knee deep in Baldur's Gate wasn't really reasonable to do. But I will definitely pick it up and play it because I really do want to check it out. Let's see, Mortal Kombat, No Man's Sky, Party Animals, well deserved. It is a good game. Planet of Lana, one that I remember seeing a lot of hype, indie game hype for before it released, but I haven't heard much about. So good to see it on here. Power Simulator is on there, which I think last time we spoke about it caused a bit of a discussion. Sea of Stars, well deserved as well, from what I've heard. Sea of Thieves is on there as well. Sonic Superstars, Jedi Survivor, um, Starfield is getting only 3 technical achievement. Not gonna win that. New intellectual property, it might have a chance with. Narrative, I don't think you will win either.
Pardon me. Sorry.
To be fair, I've played 30 minutes of
Oh, did
Starfield so
someone
far.
fart? Or is that just Starfield on the screen?
That was the smell.
Yeah. Hey,
Just
this I think should win best debut game.
No,
Stray
it
Gods.
does look beautiful. On GeForce now, Starfield is a
Yeah,
astonishingly gorgeous
except the
looking
character
game.
models looks like a model
The
Skyrim.
landscapes and the planets,
Yeah,
what they've
the
done
character
with
models
that,
look like a
for
model
sure.
Skyrim.
yeah. At
Um,
least a decade behind
yeah. That
standard.
said, I love modded Skyrim, so it's like I'm not against it, but yeah, it does show its engine age.
Another
Quite
thing,
clearly.
I think a lot of these companies need to adjust how they make some things because the suspension of disbelief is harder and harder.
Yeah,
Like, in a sense, but
yeah, for sure. Weirdly to see it only listed as best debut game. I think it should be up for Busey as well. But happy to see Stray Gods on there.
Oh, look at that, Bjorn. I know you championed that game as well. You got Bluey up there and
Yeah,
Stray Gods. Look at you
exactly.
go.
Well, listed for something 1
2 wins
game
in the
each.
Bjorn camp.
Exactly. Super Mario Bros. Wonder
I played
up for
that.
lunch.
It's absolutely fantastic. It was a throwback to playing Super Mario 3. It felt that good.
Yeah,
Did you know the
my
five
that's saying a lot.
designers
yeah.
That's saying a lot.
from the original Super Mario have credits on this game? It's
Oh
absolutely
wow.
amazing. I feel like Nintendo is a work culture like no other.
Yeah, and I
And they
mean,
have to take green tubes to work. Like there's no stairs. Like they're all jumping in green tubes in that building.
that is weird. My
Eating
my
magic
wife and son
mushrooms.
have played. They're working on 100%ing Super Mario Bros.
Well, you've sold me,
Deluxe.
Rudigs. Now I want to play it really bad because I loved Super Mario Brothers 3. Loved it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my wife and
it felt like, going back, doing those secrets, the platforming elements, getting behind things and unlocking this brand new world. And then it's like you're on acid because look at the tunnels right there. It's all wonky and weird, and the music, it all combines with
yeah.
everything is magic. They did
My
a
wife and son has
really
played.
great
They're
job on that
yeah,
game.
they're really close now. I think to 100%ing the previous 2D Mario game. So we are. He's still sleeping good. We're getting him this for Christmas, which is technically a gift to not just him but also my wife. But yeah, he's getting this for sure. Um, and then we have Chia, which is for
Tachia
best
Stadia
game.
represent,
Or I mean,
right? That was supposed to come to
it
Stadia.
was supposed to before they pulled the funding and they got mad and wasn't going to bring it to Stadia
But
anymore.
they won something at the Game Awards. I'm telling you, Baldur's Gate was a Stadia original too.
Yeah,
Stadia would have came away well this year.
yeah, they would have. They should have stuck in there for a little bit longer. Terra Nil is up for Games Beyond Entertainment as well, which is like, have you guys played this yet? It
Nope.
is available on PC but
No.
also on mobile through Netflix Games on Android. It is very good. Like it's a strategy puzzle game, but it's about like you're at you get to a segment of Earth that's basically a waste, like post nuclear wasteland, and then you just um, plop down these buildings that will help regrowing the planet. So it's like a reverse city builder. It's like a nature builder. You're trying to repopulate the Earth in a really cool way. So warm recommendation to play Terra Nil. It's included with Netflix games on the phones. So get in there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know that you really loved that game, right? Didn't you? You
You're
muted, man.
muted.
I had some fun with Callie. Thank you. Had some fun with Callie playing it. It was alright. I wouldn't. I mean, me personally, yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you had fun with that, that's the main benefit.
Yeah.
But long list for best British game apparently. Thirsty
Really?
Suitors? What's this?
What
Ian's
the
Family
hell is
Entertainment.
that? What is that?
Thirsty Suitors is a game about culture, relationships, family pressures, and expressing oneself. Can Jala handle her demanding parents,
That in
reconcile with her
Cyborg
exes,
City.
and mend broken friendships in time for her sister's wedding? Will she be ready for the impending visit of Patti, the family's terrifying and judgmental matriarch? Um, huh. Interesting concept. Tron Identity, which is a so like, have you guys, any of you played this before? Like, do you know what this is? Tron Identity, other than a Tron game.
I have no
What
clue.
would you
Tron's
guess
trying
the
to
game?
identify.
Like,
You
what would
know,
you
it
guess the
doesn't know
gameplay
whether
is?
it wants to be the blue line or the pink line, and I think
Exactly.
in this game
So like,
we got to
what would
get
you
down
what
to
would you
that.
expect the gameplay to be? Let's see if you guess the gameplay.
Conversations with races in between them.
It's a visual novel puzzle game
Really?
set in the Tron universe, made by the guy who made Thomas Was Alone, Bithell Games. I've not played it, but I've heard a lot about it through, because the guy who made who's head of that studio, Mike Bithell, is also one of the four members of Play Watch Listen, the podcast that Alana Pierce has together with Troy Baker and Mike Bithell and Austin Wintry. So fun to see him. I see him up there for best British game. Venba, narrative cooking game, as we plays an Indian mom. There you go. And then Viewfinder, up for a lot of things. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin.
Viewfinder, that one was actually. Did you ever see that game?
I've seen the
And
trailers
what
of it.
they
It looks
did?
mental. It gives me
Right? They would
Portal
take
vibes.
pictures of things and then manipulate the environment around you.
Yeah. No, it is a great. Also, yes, Holtz. Thomas Was Alone was a great.
I think
is a great
that
game.
physics element is something. I know SPG's pointed this out. He was the first person to bring it to my attention, to be honest. That element is something I think we'll see in games in the future, where you'll take things and apply it to your environment,
Yeah.
like they
So,
do in Viewfinder.
if you like this, you will probably also like Subliminal, I think it's called, which is a similar like first-person puzzle game where you like the the if you look at something from below and it looks bigger than than if you look at it from straight from above, and they take that into like if you pick up a chess piece, you bring it up high in the air and then you drop it, it will fall down and be massive, and you can then use that to climb up to the door that's like up here. Is very mindfucky, but in the same way
Well,
as Viewfinder.
The tropes that they play with are super interesting, and then the way that it like creates a portal to a different area, it just looks really neat. I
Yeah,
think
I mean, Viewfinder gives and Subliminal gives massive Portal vibes. Like Portal, the puzzle aspects of Portal taken to another level.
yeah, I think it could be really neat, really neat.
Yeah. So if you play Viewfinder and you want more of that same mind bending puzzle, try Subliminal, because it is similarly insane in that regard. And then Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, which is a real-time strategy game for best British game. So yeah, that's the list of games that have been shortlisted for the nomination. Now all of these 1,200 people are going to be, or this list, let me show some of that. Now let's see here, 257 games were considered by BAFTA members, released between the 10th of December 2022 and the 24th of November 2023. Each game is now running for at least, so each releases are running for at least one across 17 competitive categories. And BAFTA members will now vote for those. And okay, so BAFTA members will vote for the winners in Best Game and Best British Game, and the juries will vote for the winners in all other categories. And the juries are specialists in the respective fields. And the show will happen on April
Rudig
11th.
should take note at the bottom of the page.
A note on remakes slash remasters of games. Remasters of games originally or released outside of the eligibility part are not eligible for consideration. Full remakes are
Win!
eligible
Thank
in,
you!
and then
Thank
full
you.
full remakes are eligible in the technical achievements category only.
Look at that, Rudigs.
Thank you.
That's how it should be done. Go BAFTA.
The BAFTAs
The UK
agree
did
with
something well.
Wow.
That was
wow.
his exact
Vindicated.
take on the video he did. Yeah, exact take.
Vindicated.
Yeah, the BAFTA agrees with you, and the BAFTAs are
Wow.
they're a big deal.
It's
in the
good
industry.
to be right all the time.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good for the head.
I think it's called subliminal.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome, Rudigs. I just wanted to see your head swell up like a hot air balloon and you float off the
Oh.
screen.
3 times its size.
But that was great, though, man. You were on point with that video. Exactly the same thing.
Is it superliminal?
Cheers. I'm gonna take that excerpt from the BAFTAs.
Yeah, good, do it. So this game, have you anyone of you seen this game?
No.
This game was released in 2020, and it is similarly to Viewfinder. I mean, look at this. Oh, that's now massive, and it will break the floor. Like, it's that sort of puzzles. Like, oh, this massive cardboard house is now huge. You can now go inside it. Like,
Oh, cool.
you work with perspective, and it's
So this
so
similarly
hard.
plays with a whole bunch of those tropes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about perspectives. So like the perspective that you see something in becomes real, essentially. So like, oh, that light's like, it is so hard. Like I think I played like 30 minutes and then and my brain just melted. It is insane, but it's also very cool. And yeah, and I think it's on Game Pass. It's also very quite cheap. So yeah, well worth taking a look at if you're interested in puzzle games. So it's super liminal, not subliminal. Anyway, E3 is dead.
Yeah. For good reason, most
Yep.
likely. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
What I will miss is the build up to E3 and all the reveals. Like companies would save up their big announcements for that and then share it with everyone and blow people away.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing I miss. But I never went to one in person, so
I remember, I think his name was Peter Jackson, and he rolled up his sleeve and he showed the Halo logo. He would have a kind of written out, and he would flex his muscle and have the date that Halo would come out.
Hey,
I do remember that.
didn't he make a King Kong 360 game that wasn't so good?
No.
No?
That's a different Peter Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a different Peter Jackson.
Yep. So E3 is dead. The CEO says it's the right thing to do, given the new opportunities our industry has to reach fans and partners. And yeah, I think the writing was on the wall for years. COVID killed it, essentially. What should fill the downside that I've understood is that for a lot of studios, like you would fly out to E3 and you wouldn't even go to the show floor. You would just go around and have meetings with everyone because like all the execs for all the companies were out there. So a lot of smaller studios who were looking for like gig work, or smaller studios that were looking for a publisher, or maybe you were a freelancer looking for work. E3 was a great way to find work or partners, and that is going away. While the marketing side of it is alive.
Oh, Peter Moore. I'm sorry, not Peter Jackson. Peter Moore.
Yeah,
I remember.
I thought
Peter Moore.
Peter Jackson did the Lord of the
Peter
Rings.
Jackson did
Yeah,
And King
Yeah.
Kong.
I was like,
Peter-
might be
Peter
another
Moore.
Peter Jackson, but still.
Peter Moore. Sorry.
Yeah. Fun fact: Netflix apparently has 90 games in development. Did you know that?
Wow.
That's a lot of
90.
mobile games.
Yeah.
I can't
Um,
play anything on my TV.
So
No, I
since
still have no
Netflix
access.
since Netflix launched in 2021 November, 86 games have been released, 40 of them this year, which is pretty damn good. And they have 90 more in development. So what's next for Netflix?
Bankruptcy. Sorry, go ahead.
Stop. You stop.
No, I mean they give everyone a movie and a TV deal. Like now they're doing it with games. I think it's interesting. What I mean is they spread themselves out like a lot of butter on way more toast. Like I don't know how their model works. I guess is my issue.
Well, one thing is that they're international, so they're all over,
Yep, they are.
all over. They're all over.
So in 2 years, they've grown significantly. They've launched 40 games this year, about 40 games last year, um, and I mean includes the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, the definitive edition, landing on mobiles on Netflix. Well, this week or has already landed. Title like Football Manager 24, Storyteller. They have made two internal developed games this year, Oxenfree 2 and Love is Blind.
Oh,
And they took the first steps towards long playable games on every device on TVs using the cloud gaming. Will be continuing to be rolled out to other countries and add more new games as they go. I think they added two more games this week as well. And yeah, with nearly 90 more games in development, we're just getting started. And then they have this little clip of a few games announcement. Here's Cozy Grove, Camp Spirit coming next year. Fashionverse, Game Dev Tycoon, which is, I think, yeah, so new in the Netflix edition, developed games based on some of your favorite films and TV series. So one of my favorite small little tycoon games have finally gotten a update for the first time in years. I think they made the rounds when they did this, like Game Dev Tycoon had this anti-piracy thing, where that if you pirated the game, your game would be pirated. The games that you make in the game would be pirated, and you will to an extent where you suddenly couldn't make any money anymore and just go bankrupt.
speaking of that, I find
kind of
that very
crazy.
interesting when they hide copy protection in the game. Like everyone that pirated will be like, "Hey, this item, there's a bug. I can't get this item." They're like, "Nah, you stole it. Why don't you buy it and then it'll work?"
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I find that interesting
It's
when
like
they do that.
because they were like, hey, so what can we do about piracy? Like, yeah, well, let's just add piracy to the game as a feature for those who pirate it.
Yeah.
And then the forest was like blowing up with people like pirates. The pirates are destroying my game company in the game. Seriously, what's going like this
I'd
is
even
broken.
I'd even be super cheeky and I'd put an achievement called cheater. I would.
They
So
can
then
only
it ding
oh
ding. You're a cheater.
yeah, a fake achievement maybe because you don't want to have
Yeah.
yeah. That would be very funny. But apparently that game is finally getting an update. Like I think it's been like 8 years since the last update of that game. It's an old game, but it's great nonetheless. If you would just wanna have a fun with a tycoon game, Sonic Mania coming as well, which is also like or rather Sonic Mania Plus. Sonic Mania was great. So apparently the Plus
There you
version
go.
adds
They're
something.
getting the big iconic game characters.
Yeah, they are. Let's see what's new in this one. It's called Plus, but I can't see what's new about it. Might add some small features from that wasn't in the old one.
Sonic Mania is a 2017 game, which was
Yeah.
published back on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Yeah, and then Sonic Mania
That's
Plus
horrible.
will be coming to Android and iOS through Netflix Games, but I don't know really know what's included with the Plus thing there. And then we have
The price.
It might be. Plus, you pay nothing except for a Netflix sub. Then we have Braid, which these games have been announced in the past already, becoming next year as well. Braid, Chicken Run, the Dragon Prince, Dumb Ways to Survive, which is a great title. Let's see if we can look that up a little bit more. Hades, Harmonium, Katana Zero, Money Heist, Monument Valley 1 and 2, Netflix Stories Virgin River, Paper Trail, Rise of the Golden Idol, which was announced during the Game Awards. And then here we go. A Rebel Moon game is being developed by Super Evil Megacorp and will follow the events of Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2.
That's a great company name, by the way.
Yeah, it really is.
It instills
Um,
confidence. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They're going to
And-
succeed.
And a multiplayer game based on Squid Game is also in the works. So
Have you seen the Netflix Squid Game show?
I haven't. I've only seen the Mr. Beast video.
I've seen it.
Oh man, the
I,
Netflix
I
one
should.
very
I know.
intense, very
I know. I
heartwarming.
should.
They whittled down 456 players down to one person, and that one person's still complaining because they haven't got paid yet, and they're already casting for season two.
Hmm.
great. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it.
Right? Oh, did you watch it all, Ray?
I haven't. I episode the last episode I need to see. So, thank
The
you.
bridge, man.
The
I
guy.
wouldn't be able to do the bridge. Man, that scared
I
the
like the
hell out of me.
battleship. Did you see the
Oh,
battleship when they played and they got in each of the ships and stuff? That was fun. I've never thought of something like that. I thought that was great. Thought that was
yeah,
good.
that was very cool.
The cookie though, I can't. I don't think I can spit on my
Ew.
cookie. Wait a
Nah,
minute.
the
Hold on.
cookie.
Pause. Wait a
Wait,
minute.
what was that, Ray? I need you to
You can
You
decipher
know,
spit on a
that.
lot of
you
things,
know
but not the
they,
cookie.
you
I
know
don't
they have
ever
to look.
spit on my cookie. Never, never.
You know what the cookie. You know,
For four
oh
point
man.
five
Oh yeah.
million dollars,
No,
they're
the
spitting on a
cookie.
cookie.
I,
Oh, that's funny, dude.
Yeah, Dumb Ways to Die is apparently a game that was like a 10-year-old game that suddenly became a massive hit on TikTok last year. Oh, so maybe that's where the whole "Dumb Ways to Die" meme comes from. Maybe it comes from this game. And apparently what's the sequel to that? Yeah, it might be a sequel, or maybe it's just a mobile version of it. Yeah, and Rebel Moon. Yeah, I want to say what else has Super. I recognize his name. What they did a Turtles game, Cows Black. Oh yeah, right. They made Vainglory, which is uh, a a MOBA for mobile, one of the biggest MOBAs for mobile. And then this one as well. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Right, Microsoft may enter new markets with ad-supported game streaming. What do you feel about that one, guys? They have they have resources available with xCloud and the rollout, and so that essentially, I think they're gonna try to partner with the, um,
Ad supported game streaming?
yeah. So for models like you can subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate and you can stream hundreds of games to any endpoint that has a browser experience. For models like Africa or India or Southeast Asia, maybe places that are not console first, you can say, hey, do you want to watch 30 seconds of an ad and they get 2 hours of game streaming? Um, you think that is that a good idea? What do you think?
I mean, I guess does viewing ads I mean, you're playing on rations at that point, but if there's a gaming population out there that plays like that,
I
two
mean,
hours at a time, watches some ads and then plays some more, maybe, but I feel like that gamer is living on the edge.
if you look at as Lee said, the various countries in Africa or India or Southeast Asia, I there are those places aren't really. As I say, they're not console first. A lot of these places are like, yeah, you play on your phone or you don't play at all, and to then go like, yeah, I'll watch some ads. If you as a company gets the offer like, yeah, we can show your ads to like 100 million people in India for 30 seconds, and then like that could very well pay for pay for the whole. I can see that working. Like, how much would
I
Disney
mean, it
want to
could.
plug Disney Plus? Yeah.
It could, but the problem that I have with all this stuff is like they want you to own nothing and be happy with it. They want you to lease things. They want you to keep. I don't know.
Yeah, it
The
sounds like this
ads.
will not be. This will be for specific markets.
Oh, sure. But I mean, if they could get away with it, every time we turned our console on and started a game, we'd be hit with 5 commercials before we could fucking play. If they could
Yeah.
get away with it, they would do it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It
Yes,
is
he
an
did.
interesting proposition, so we'll see what happens with it. It's just a comment from the CFO, I think, at this point, so take it with a grain of salt. My son already wants to go to Japan, but now it seems like I really have to because they're opening a Pokemon theme park in Japan now. And yeah,
I don't even understand what that would entail. Is it for adults?
No, no,
Okay.
no,
so
no.
a new entry behind a brand new theme park, which has simply been described as a place where visitors can enjoy the Pokemon experience in a lush, natural environment throughout the various events. I have no
Hmm.
idea what that entails, but it's a
Yeah.
theme park about Pokemon. My son will want to go when he hears about it.
Got to catch them all.
Gotta catch them all, Pokemon.
Yeah,
Uh,
you better bring some money and
Yeah,
some credit cards.
you better bring more money if you want them all.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this one is a bit strange, I would say. So as you know, Epic Games have been in a long going, like year long lawsuit against Google regarding Google Play Store. And apparently, the jury has now come to the conclusion that Google Play Store is an illegal monopoly. Google, of course, plans to challenge that verdict and bring it up to a higher court. So it's going to go on for even longer. What do you like? What do you guys feel? Who would you vote for in this case if you were on the jury?
Both
I
are
mean,
monopolies.
I mean,
I would vote for
where's
neither.
Wait a minute, where's Apple at? Because Apple, I think Apple and
Thank you.
Google, I
No,
think
yeah, they're all
Apple and
monopolies,
Google,
man.
they're all monopolies.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna take Google down, then you might as well take Apple down. But they both have monopolies. But
Yeah, I mean it's like I get I know that Google have been doing some shady things with like the Project Hog initiative was which was essentially apparently something that came up as a
What an atrocious name, by the way.
yeah for an initiative where developers were allegedly given financial incentives to stay on the Play Store and not go to
gentlemen, you
self-hosted.
take care. I gotta take my son to the dentist. Bye, everybody.
Bye
Later, Ray.
bye. Thanks for joining, Ray.
You're
Check
gonna
out
miss
Ray.
the
Not a
good
problem.
part. You're gonna miss the good part.
I'll be watching in the car. I'll be watching in the car.
Focus on the road, man.
Yes, sir.
Bye bye. Um, no, but so I mean, like I see what they mean. That is not like that is not a cool thing to do. Like giving trying to and I mean they have over the years tried to make it hard um more and more cumbersome to sideload things. But at the same time, you can sideload. Um, so like you've always been able to install a third party launcher or a third party app store on Android. So why is Apple not currently like that? This should apply to Apple and not Google. I would argue. I still think it's a like, should they make it easier to install more app stores? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. For monopoly's sake, but seriously, stop going after Android here. Focus on Apple because Apple is yeah, because Epic lost their
Sorry
antitrust
about
trial
that.
against Apple, but they won it against Google, whereas Google actually allows you to sideload things and have different launchers, but Apple doesn't. What the hell is wrong with that?
Well, greed. It keeps the world going round.
Yeah, so I mean, one jury has voted that no, Apple is right. They don't need to have allow more side loading or more app stores. And then another jury says no. Google, you can't try to keep people away from your app store and installing others. That's not allowed. So like, and now both cases are going to go to the Supreme Court. I don't understand what's wrong with American law. Like, it's just like one is significantly worse than the other, and that one was okay, but the other one wasn't. What? It's weird. I just want them to open up all of it and be more transparent for all of them. That would be good. That said, I do like I am.
Well, there's
I've heard
also
of
a
it.
court case coming out of Vancouver where a bunch of parents got together to sue Epic Games and their practices for their addictive game loop and getting kids to buy V-Bucks. So
To be fair, also valid.
everybody's getting sued.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like that suing, I think will probably lead to a fine that is equal to 1 day's profit of that for Epic. If, it feels like, whereas the App Store, the App Store and Google Play Store lawsuits might actually lead to significant changes to the landscape of mobile gaming, which could be interesting. As much as I want the Vancouver lawsuit to actually to make a difference, I don't think it will, but this one could. Um, so I guess we'll see what happens with it. Then we have Cinemax have apparently. Um, so Microsoft have basically said, "Hey, Cinemax, cut it out. We agree. Like we let's make a deal with the union that the Microsoft subsidiary now commits that Cinemax series will use AI. Will limit AI uses to things that enhance worker productivity, growth, and satisfaction without causing workers harm. So yeah, no AI that like they are basically committing that we will not use AI to get rid of people.
Yeah, I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that bottom line for a second. Would it be great if they did it and not get rid of people's jobs? Yes, but they kind of already have. What I mean by that is the workload got pushed off on the AI procedural generation in Starfield. That's why a lot of people that put the boots to the ground in Starfield didn't feel like there was any real exploration because there's no
Yep.
real map. It's something they do very well that they did nothing in this game with. Like it's all procedurally generated. If they use it as a crutch to lean on, I'm not excited at all, and it actually worries me for Elder Scrolls 6.
What this deal entails is that under the terms of the deal, wherever Cinemax rolls out AI in a way that impacts the work of union members, the company will provide advance notice to the union and negotiate its plans upon request. So if the union then goes, and we think this is bad for our workers, we don't want you to do this. They have to like the Cinemax has to properly negotiate
Well,
why they
this
should
is
do it anyway.
after 10K in layoffs this year in gaming industry that we've heard about.
Yeah,
So,
the unions are. I think this comes through from the. This is the
hey,
yeah. I
if they
think this
want
came from.
AI to replace a job that's going to save money, replace the CEOs with AI
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that is the largest cost saver they're going to be able to make.
Yeah, that
They
and a
might
lot of
even be
middle
making better
management.
informed decisions, and it's AI. Holy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
Well, I'm
that
just saying, like, they're not going to be able to go to the negotiating table to voice actors and the writers who do all the dialogue and go, hey, AI took your jobs. What do you guys think you need? Yeah, they need a living. They're not going to give them that if they're
yeah,
being
but
replaced.
basically, like this deal that Microsoft has signed for ZeniMax means that if ZeniMax wants to deploy an AI to replace writers, they will
Right, I
have
know.
to
That,
give
that means they
advanced.
go to the negotiating table, which is usually F you, and it gets stalemated. And I know how all
I
these
mean,
things
it is
work.
a case of they need to tell the union in advance, and then they will have to have negotiate like how that implementation is going to go and how they're going to compensate the workers that are going to be put out of work.
So
And
I
if they
guess
don't get an agreement, there will be strikes.
I guess the other side of the spectrum is if nobody else does this, the industry is still going to be decimated. So it doesn't really matter if one company's still hiring folks.
Yeah,
They can hire everyone.
hopefully it can create some ripples. So
It's
and
definitely something that has to be addressed because AI can straight up take all
oh yeah,
kinds of paralegal jobs right now. They could do it.
yeah,
So
definitely. And I mean, it's one of those like I think Cinemax Union was formed last January, months after Cinemax parent company signed a Microsoft signed a labor neutrality agreement with the CWA in exchange for the union support of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. So basically, okay, so basically, Microsoft said, "Hey, unions, you get free raid to like we'll agree to everything you say for quite a while. Please don't block us from acquiring Activision Blizzard." So yeah, I hopefully this means all game developers inside of Microsoft unionizes, and if all of them do, including Activision Blizzard, and if they do, that could grow quite like that could create some ripples and unionize a lot of the video game workforce. That could be a good net positive out of this. To be fair, as someone who's pro union, because I mean it's a massive part of the Sweden's like how we do work here. Just take a look at the struggles Tesla's having currently over here. Are you in the loop of what's going on with Tesla in Sweden?
No.
Basically, it started with like because Tesla have no production here. They have some sales and they have mechanics. And the mechanics at Tesla said have been trying for years to try to get Tesla to sign a union agreement or like a collective bargaining agreement, and they refuse because Elon Musk policies don't talk to the unions at all. So after 5 years of trying and trying and trying, they went, all right, we'll strike. And Sweden is one of the like has very strong unions, and it's also the country probably the country in the world with the least amount of strikes. Like strikes are super rare. But there's also this concept of sympathy strikes, where other unions will say, "Yeah, in support of these guys, we'll also strike against you, just to prove a point and make you talk to them." So, like the metal workers unions, which include car mechanics, started striking. The rest, and then over time, other unions jumped in, like the transport union, refusing to transport Tesla cars across the country. The dock workers refusing to unload the Tesla cars coming in by ship. The postal services refusing to deliver mail or packages to Tesla offices in Sweden. To the point where they are also that also includes delivering new license plates, meaning new Tesla vehicles can't be registered in Sweden because or rather they can be registered, but they never get the license plates.
Wow.
And they're not allowed, and by law they have to be sent using the postal services for security reasons, so they're not allowed to pick them up. So Tesla then sued the Swedish government to say we want to be able to come and pick them up. The first court instance said, yeah, they need to be allowed to come and pick them up. That was overruled by the second and third instance, so they're not allowed to come pick them up anymore. Now the Danish metal unions and Finnish unions and Norwegian unions are all talking about joining in as well.
Wow.
And the Germans are thinking about joining as well. And if the Germans join in, the Tesla factory in Germany stops working.
Damn.
That could create some massive
Yeah.
one
day cost them so much. Just one day.
Yeah, I mean Musk fucked with the with Swedish unions, and the Swedish unions retaliated in force and brought with them the rest of the world essentially. And it's a popcorn thing. Like you want to bring out some popcorns and read up on this. It's a lot of fun. And it just started with like the Swedish mechanics being like, we want pensions and safe work environments, and maybe get salary increases in keeping in line with inflation. That would be nice. And Tesla saying we're not even going to talk to you. So like, I think it's fair, like, and it's a lot of fun to follow. Side tangent. So yeah, go unions. Yeah, and then we have this fun game.
Oh,
you guys are more
fantastic.
Fantastic closest days after the days before launches in early access. 4 days it took before they said we can't pay anything and we are going to shut the game down, or shut the company down. I've not,
which they didn't. They changed their name, the slick bastards. It gets worse, Bjorn. It gets so much worse.
Because I'm out of the loop completely on this game and this story.
I've got a whole lot to say about this. I'm going to let Rudig start. Go ahead, Rudig.
Go.
Sorry, my phone's ringing. You have to get back to me.
SPD, you start. Right. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show.
So, I don't know, man. 2019 or something like that. It was a few years back. They, at an E3, believe it or not, which is dead now, they unveiled the day before What they showed us was a massively multiplayer and MMO slash survival slash zombie game that you could squad up with up to 3 people. So there'd be 4 people in a squad, much like PUBG. You could run around the map. You could loot. You could try to stay warm, try to stay hydrated, try to stay fed. And then you'd have some kind of a bunker place where you could kind of like build a small place and then try to defend it as well, kind of like Rust as well.
Yeah,
And so many people fell in love with the premise, the idea of the game. And So what they did is they created a vertical slice of a game, meaning it's an illusion. If you turn to the right and look out of frame, there's nothing there. It's all set up like a movie set. So they staged these trailers that showed vehicles, repairing vehicles. They showed all of these mechanics that ended up getting jerked out of the game. So what they did is they basically pumped and dumped their IP. So they got everybody excited with the premise. They showed some Unreal 5 gameplay, which wasn't gameplay. It was just basically a trailer. Um, and then people thought this game was never going to come out. It was never going to see the light of day. I mean, the company themselves, Rudig's, tried to apply for a job there, and it straight up said that they had paid volunteers and volunteers. I don't know how you have a paid volunteer. I think that's called,
that's an employee. Yeah,
yeah, that's a job. That's an employee, correct? So that was one thing that was fishy. But so what they ended up doing is they did release the game. They said they worked on it for 5 years. They did not. It's basically an asset flip game. They Now this isn't bad in itself. I want to specify that because I know an indie, a very very small developer. He was in the chat earlier, Joe. If he had 5 years and the budget they had for the game, he would have created something way more fleshed out and way better.
yeah,
Um, Basically, they went into the Unreal store and they bought a whole bunch of stuff. They bought a city, they bought roads, they bought cars, they bought vehicles, they bought emergency responding
yeah. They
vehicles.
bought scripts to
Yes,
for the shooting mechanic to work.
they
Things like
did, they
that.
did. And So it became the most popular wished game on Steam. And So Fantastic was about to release their game. They went to New York City and they paid for the Times Square advertisement, and then they released their game. Within 4 days, they shut down the entire studio, or that's what we were told. They put out a few tweets which were egregious. The first one was basically, "Don't call us a scam. Don't call it an asset flip," like warning you what the game was pretty much ahead of time. And then afterwards, they shut the whole damn studio down and told everybody, "Hey, shit happens.
We're out of money. Sorry.
Yeah, we're out of money, so the game's over, and we're gonna go pay our investors. We're gonna go pay our bills with what we did make." And some lawyer picked up the phone and called them and said, "You are effing liable. What are you doing? You can't say that."
Yeah,
So they went back to the drawing board. Montana or whatever the publisher is. I think it's all the same people. The people who
probably.
supposedly
Yeah,
made the game are the publisher, and their name was Fantastic. Immediately after saying that they were shutting down the studio, like closing the doors, "Sorry, you can't come after us for nothing," they changed their name to eight something, 8-bit or eight something. It's just shady, man. So listen, if you know that your game is a failure and you know that you're insolvent as a company, why go to New York and pay to advertise? Even if it was a few $100s or 1,000, I don't care. Why would you go do that knowing you're insolvent? You
yeah. No,
shouldn't.
it's
That's fraud. That is
yeah, it's a
fraud.
fraud. It is a fraud case of fraud. So just to bring it up, if anyone picked it up, here is the Steam refund policy. So you can request a refund for nearly any purchase on Steam for any reason. Maybe your PC doesn't meet the hardware requirements. Maybe you bought a game by mistake. Maybe you played it for an hour and you just didn't
Uh,
like it.
Bjorn, to answer Sanchez's question, they could have made up to 20 or $25 million, but Steam collects like 30% of that.
Yeah, but
Uh,
also um, the the way the Steam does payouts, um, since the game released when it did release, the payouts will happen in at the end of the month. So if you issue a every refund issued between, like, basically they have, you have until the end of the month to do a refund. And so first of all, like, normally if you played any title for less than 2 hours, or if it's been less than 40, and it's been less than 14 days since you bought it, you can request a refund. However, for early access games, I think right, it says it down here as well, um, somewhere here.
Well,
So
they just
somewhere in here it
they
says,
talked out of their ass that they worked on this game for 5 years and it wasn't an asset flip and this and that. You can buy an asset and then have an artist change it to make it look like yours.
yeah.
None of that.
I,
A lot of that wasn't done.
Yeah.
Um,
So I can't find in here exactly where it says, but like, basically, so normally it's within 2 weeks of purchase, and with less than 2 hours of playtime, you get an automatic refund. It will like, as long as you haven't done a certain amount of refunds that year, it will be automatically approved. Early access games are exempt of that. You can always put them up for refund even if you played more than that. However, they will be manually approved, or or semi-manually at least. It's like you will have to wait for approval first. In this case, if you have bought the game, you've tried it for 4 hours, and you want to do a refund, I'm very sure you will get it approved. So just get that in there before the end of the month, and they won't even get your money.
yeah, no. That's not the problem. Most people will end up getting a refund because Steam has got to
Yeah,
change some stuff
but
around because
also
it
they
can't
haven't
be
been paid yet by Steam. Steam haven't
correct.
paid them a single cent yet.
That's correct. But um, it was a pump and dump, pump up the excitement, and then dump the product into early access and hope they got away with it.
Yeah,
That's honestly what they did. It never should have went to early access. What should have happened, in my opinion, but this would be if the company really found themselves in trouble. Like, I have this idea for a game, we have this budget. Oh my God, it's spinning out of control. We can't make the game. What they should have done was pumped up the excitement and then sold it to another company to finish the IP. They
I mean,
literally should have sold off
yeah.
their
I
IP.
mean, there has been
They should
another
have.
case where someone has done a hype it up and then release it without it being done. I know one other case of that, which is No Man's Sky, which was a case of they had built this slice of gameplay, like they had this plan. Then they had an office accident. The accident got flooded. The office got flooded and destroyed their servers where they had all the game. They basically had to start over from scratch and rebuild the things they've already rebuilt, had already built, but
Man.
from a very early, like, they lost a year of development easily, and they ran out of money while doing that. Essentially, we're like, yeah, I mean, we know it's not what we promised yet, but we have no other choice but to release it now. So they released it, got all the money, people got mad, and then they spent years fixing it. These guys could have done that. If it is as they say, that they didn't have enough money to keep going, they could have released it, gotten the money. People would have been mad because they just kept being, say sorry, we're gonna improve it over time. We're so sorry, and then
But that didn't
kept working on
happen.
it. That didn't happen. So obviously
No.
that was never the plan.
Yeah, they straight up just lied, man. The vertical slices that they showed you, or the CGI trailers they showed you, were just like nothing but egregious cash grabs to get people excited. Why do people like GTA trailers? Oh, because they have Lamborghinis in them. Let's put a Lamborghini in
Oh
that
yeah,
city.
it's 100%
That
that.
Lamborghini in that city, the driving mechanic would have never worked in that game.
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah,
never.
and I mean, so yeah, even if you bought this game and if you played it more than 2 hours, and or if it was more than 14 days since you bought it, which seems unlikely, you can still get a refund because it is an early access game, and they are exempt from that base rule.
Well,
They will be
so
looked
let's
at
be clear.
separately.
The developers, Fantastic, said, "Hey, we're going to pay our investors. Sorry, we're done. We'll leave the
Yeah,
servers
yeah,
going, but we're done." Steam and the parent or the publisher said, "No, no, no. We're working with Steam. No matter how many hours you played, if you request a refund, you'll get one."
yeah.
That's what they said. But then the following day, somebody said, "What happened with this game?" And they're like, "It's our first big game. Shit happens." That was literally the developer's response.
That's a weird
What?
response. But also, like, if you feel like, oh, I don't want these guys to have my money, don't worry, they haven't gotten your money yet. Like this is not gonna cost Steam anything. 'Cause Steam has just like it's just gonna like Steam got has a
No,
bunch
it
of money on
could,
their account.
but it
That
could
is no,
because
just
well,
no,
listen, if Steam has to step in and say, okay, everyone's getting a refund,
yeah,
right? They can refund everybody, but there's like uh certain types of things like chargebacks have a charge. Like there's a way they could end up running in debt trying to give everyone their money back because all of the money isn't available, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah. Like there are fees that can happen along the way. That is true. But like essentially, what's happened here is Steam has gotten all of the money that people have spent on this game. They've put it in an account, being like, we're gonna pay this back very soon. Like we pay this to the developers next time we run our like payment export, which runs once a month for early access games, and it's on the first of the month. So the developers isn't seeing a cent of this. So like when they say we're gonna pay back our investors, well, with what money? You haven't gotten the money yet. You'll get the money in 2 weeks. So like
Well, that's
even
just
that
it.
doesn't shake out.
Somebody that runs the studio doesn't know how shit even works.
Yeah,
And they're talking out their ass. That's why somebody picked the phone up and was like, "You're liable. Shut up. Why did
and
you say that?"
lying.
Yeah. Why did you do that? Um, they're trying to get the genie back in the bottle, but that's why they changed their company name. They're destroyed. And anything they touch going forward, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with it. They just showed how much of a scam artist they were. They lied to you about what gameplay was. They lied to you about the genre of game. They lied to you about how long they worked on it. They lied to you about just so much stuff, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if these guys end up with a lawsuit.
Oh, they
Before
will. I'm
long.
sure. I'm sure.
So yeah, gonna be a not so fun ride for anyone involved. Rudix, anything you want to add to this before we move on, or do you want to save your rant for another day, or have you already, or do you
Well,
feel like you're done ranting about this?
it's a broken game. I mean, they tried to get some money. It didn't work out for them. I don't know what they were expecting in the end because obviously if they tested it, it wasn't going to come out well. So that's what it is.
Well,
Good
Did you
luck
pick
to
it up?
anybody in the
well, look,
future. This will be a story of caution.
that's the worst part. They knew the condition their game was in before dumping it to early access, and they knew the condition of the company before they advertised in New York to get more drummed up people excited. Like they knew it.
Yeah.
That right there is fraudulent. Go home, guys. Sorry, I'm going to take my ball and
Well,
I'm
this is
going home.
a Russian-based company, right?
That's what I hear.
And so, what's funding this? What are they really trying to do? Are they trying to infiltrate, small industries and just
Or
siphon
are
this?
they
Where is
trying
this game really coming
to,
from?
or are they trying to bypass,
Or
the
perhaps it's a
sanctions?
sad story. Maybe it was a game company that was thriving and then conscription hit them. And they didn't have any more devs and they still needed to put this out to put food on the family. And
There's
we don't know what happened behind the doors.
That is true.
But
ah, we have a
the
developer
ad
that
is sus.
well, you wanted to work for him, Rudigs, and you went and applied, and you could have became a volunteer or a paid volunteer.
Yeah, they didn't let me volunteer.
Yeah, one of the paid volunteers, which their website now is scrubbed from the internet, like they're gone. But uh, it's those guys, man. One of their developers who was on payroll came out of the woodwork and described what it was like working at the company. And he said straight up, from the whole time he worked on that game, it was never an MMO. It was always an extraction shooter, and you could only have up to like 100 people on the map. Like it was never going to be an MMO. They just lied, man. But what they did do is they put their finger on the excitement of the community, of the gaming community. And sadly, I still want the premise. I want a massively multiplayer MMO with zombies running around and you team up with your boys and try to collect stuff, sell it off, build a camp. I would love that. I would love it.
Yeah, it would be cool. Um, oh, and right, this was a side story to the previous union story. Apparently, a contracting group um, on that Cinemax was working with have been Microsoft will be converting that contracting group to be a unionized full-time employees, all of them. Good Microsoft being a good guy for a change. That's nice to see. We've already talked about next week's games. What else is out there? Right, yeah. So let's do this one. Let's talk PlayStation for a bit. New games for PlayStation Plus being added. They're
Bjorn,
added
I have
next week.
a saying, and I think you'll appreciate this saying. PlayStation is the absolute.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good saying.
Obviously, he's a thrall. Sorry, I just had to say it.
Put the worms in my head. Put them in.
So yeah, the PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra tiers are getting some more games as usual. They are joining on Tuesday next week. And
I am
it's
excited.
Quite the list.
It's Merry Christmas for PlayStation. Am I right? Look
Yeah,
at
I mean, I
these
skimmed
games.
through this list. It's a good list. So let's go through it. First of all, the headlining game is obviously Grand Theft Auto 5. I couldn't
Grand
care
Theft
less.
Auto,
I do
GTA,
not care
which
a
everybody
single-
already owns anyways. But
Yeah,
that's
or
cool.
not me, but I don't care about it. So anyone who ever cared about it has it. And everyone else don't care.
This game
Yeah.
is almost as prolific as Skyrim.
That it is. That
Damn
it is
near.
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
I just
for
don't
sure.
like it, like the GTA games, and that's a personal preference thing. Next up, we have Stranger
This
of
I am
Paradise.
uber
Final Fantasy
excited
14.
for.
From Team
This
Ninja.
is Team Ninja meets Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that is interesting. So yeah, brand new take of the Final Fantasy series.
This Final Fantasy takes the Souls route to Final Fantasy. So this is right up my alley. I look forward to getting through this.
It sounds like you in a box.
Yeah.
You on a
But you
disc.
can't contain me in a box.
I'm thinking of a different song. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Then we have MotoGP 23. Good for all the racing fans out there. I think I've heard good things about it. Then we have a game that I'm excited that I loved when I played it recently, Metal Hellsinger. Have you guys played this?
I have
No,
not.
I have not.
You
I've
should.
heard that it's got a great
You
soundtrack.
should. Yeah, and like the soundtrack is great. Like it's an awesome metal soundtrack with like original music, with guest singers of Serge Tankian from System of a Down is on there. The Alyssa from Arch Enemy. Really prolific metal singers are guest starring, like the Matt Heafy from Trivium, as well. I think it's like 15 different artists collaborating with the composers of it, and it's really good metal music. But the gameplay is, I mean, the gameplay is basically almost like a roguelite, not roguelite, but roguelite version of Doom. You're a demon shooting other demons in going through these levels and trying to get a high score, and you gotta shoot to the beat. Or rather, you don't have to, but if you shoot to the beat, you deal more damage. You get better you get more music. The music adds more elements. So like first of all, it's maybe just a guitar, bass, and drums, and then you add the lead guitar, and then everything just happens to the beat. It's kind of like Hi-Fi Rush meets Doom meets metal, and the satisfaction of doing those glory kills when you're on a street.
So it's first person shooter perspective?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a first person shooter, roguelite version of Doom and Hi-Fi Rush, and
With an awesome soundtrack.
with an awesome metal soundtrack. And when you get to the the maximum multiplier, when the vocals kick in and just feeling the groove and just shooting on the beat constantly, doing those glory kill after glory kill after glory kill, it is satisfaction to the maximum. I've heard that it gets a bit same old after a while, which I mean fair. But to jump in for a few hours every now and then, I'm in love with it. And there's a new DLC dropping very soon, or maybe even dropped already, with like 3 new songs and 2 new levels or something like that. So yeah, definitely check out Metal Hellsinger. Um, so yeah, heavy metal rhythm action shooter. Um, then we have Salt and Sacrifice, which
Salt
is
and
also a
Sacrifice. Yeah,
Souls-like
this
dark
is
fantasy.
another Souls like
Yeah, a bit more pixel arty. It looks like
RPG.
bit more
Great
indie.
art style in this one. I haven't played yet. I hovered over getting it many times, so I'm glad to see it on the list here.
Yeah, it's a
Plus
good month for you.
online full co-op. So that's
Yeah,
always fun to see.
that is nice. Then we have
So
Moon Scars, which is a 2D action-packed hack and slash. So maybe not
the
Souls-like, but
perfect holiday game for Christmas time, Moonscars.
yeah. So it's I mean, this feels like almost like it sounds almost like a 2D Souls-like, not or Souls-light maybe. From the sound from the description of it, and the vibe is very much also, dark 2D, dark fantasy. Then we have Mega Man 11. The Mega Man has been around for quite a while, so the I think that's the latest one, right? Been a few years. So yeah, 2D platformer. Then we
Yeah,
have
I'm not up to date on the Mega Men, but pretty cool. I saw there's a big bundle of them coming out on this release, and who doesn't like Mega Man?
yeah,
True.
Gigabash was free on Epic last week, I think. It's also coming to PS Plus now, and yeah, you play either. It's basically a kaiju. Um, what's that kaiju brawler, or was it kaiju strategy game? I can't remember. But a kaiju game. Um, that's always fun. Then we have Grime, State
Well,
game.
Final Fantasy 16 is also a kaiju game, which I didn't see coming. So that's a little bit of a situation. And Grime. Okay, I'm a
Yeah, Grime.
huge champion of Grime. So Grime has got
State game.
3 free DLCs. This was a passion project for this team. 18 years in the making. I mean, beautiful graphics, amazing story. You're this character who rises from nothing to challenge the gods themselves on the meaning of creation. I mean, this game has so much depth into it, the weapons, the combat system, the soundtrack. Oh, the navigation. It's Metrovania meets Souls with a forgiving system. So typically in a Souls game, when you die, you lose all of your points. But in this game, they let you retain the points. So you're able to continually upgrade and get
Yeah,
better without such a barrier of running back and getting your souls. So that one little change may take it away from your traditional Souls game, but it makes it that step easier. And for me, I give a huge kudos, and I really enjoy games that do not have difficulty settings. They have one difficulty.
yeah, I hate that.
It's like a menu at a restaurant, all right? I don't like changing things on the menu. I want to have it how the chef prepared it. So this game is definitely how the chef prepared it, and I can't say enough good things about Grime. Such a great game.
Yeah, no, I mean, wasn't this a timed exclusive for Stadia as well?
It was, oh my gosh, and I played it and I didn't put it down that first week it came out. And I remember I was writing articles for Stadia Source at the time of this game coming out
Yeah,
and doing a review on it of all things. So I was really attached to this game. It was a nice one.
yeah. It seems like SPG needs to drop. So yeah. So thanks SPG for joining. Check out his streams. I'm guessing there is a stream tomorrow. Uh,
ESPG, the
so
Simply
yeah,
Pwned Gaming. Be sure to check out his channel at
exactly.
1 p.m. Eastern, Friday, Mondays, and Wednesdays. Otherwise, check him in Cyborg City, where you will also find Ray 3473, the gaming cyborg.
Damn, you're good at that. Let's see what else do we have for PlayStation. Tinykin. Yeah, I think I've tried this one out on
I've
the
not
Xbox.
seen this, but
I
all right.
think if
It
I
looks
think yeah,
kiddish.
I think it's a weird like it's a 3D platform puzzle game if I remember correctly, and I think it was kind of like it has some interesting mechanics. If I remember, if it is the game I think it is. And then we have Proteus, which looks like a first person boomer shooter of old, um, with some more modern graphics, and I mean features handcrafted campaign, co-op, competitive multiplayer
Yeah.
modes, and a fully integrated level editor, and a built-in community map browser. That is good.
What is
So
a
if you like,
boomer shooter of old? Are
I
they
think
trying
it's
to
one of
say
those.
Doom?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's one of those like
Yeah.
hordes of enemies just go boom, 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 have fun. Which
Yeah.
is, I mean, some days that's just what you want, right? Next, we have
Yep.
a bunch of Shadowrun games, and Shadowrun is, I mean, think XCOM meets RPG in a fantasy cyberpunk world. It's a cyberpunk with magic, but they have like XCOM like combat and it's an RPG. It is a tabletop RPG to begin with, Shadowrun. I have a friend who plays it weekly, I think, still to this day. I've been playing for years, and it's a beloved world and a beloved RPG. So Shadowrun Returns, which is I think that was the first video game they brought out, and then you have Dragonfall, the director's cut, and yes, it's like like cyberpunk world with magic and orcs. Um, and then you also have Shadowrun Hong Kong, the extended edition. All of those three are this is like third standalone game in the same series. So you get all of them basically this month. They are great games, but they are I mean, if you enjoy Baldur's Gate's combat, but want some and want something cyberpunky and a little bit more older and clunky, then this will be just down your alley. If you think I think this will not be a game for you, Rudix, because I think like the things that you enjoyed with Baldur's Gate 3 is not the things that carry over here. Um, I think it's quite the opposite actually. But like they are, like if you like that style of game, definitely check out all of them because they are like it's three games more of the same essentially of all of them, and they're pretty well loved. And the premium classics games we get is Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, because there's so many of them that you can't just have one Legacy Collection to fit in all of them. And then we have Thrillville, which is themed. I think yeah. So it says you can build and customize coasters, roller coasters. Um, and then Thrillville again, a second one off the rails. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, originally released on PS1, so old PS1 classic. And yeah, and then we have the season of play happening right now with some various things happening. We can get a free avatar, some esports tournaments, earn more points
I
and PlayStation
okay. Where
cards.
do you apply those avatars? Because I went and claimed them all,
I think if you
and
go
I
into
had no idea
settings,
where to
profile settings, you can
on
change
my PlayStation. Because it
yeah,
wasn't on my
yeah. So on
PlayStation.
your PlayStation, I think after claiming it, it should be in the list of possible avatars for you.
Maybe I had to reload it.
You might
Because
need
you
to, yeah.
have your logo, right? And then I guess you have your avatar, which is different than your logo.
Yeah, I think so. But I have I set one when I created my profile, and then I haven't touched it ever since, and I don't think I will. I'm quite happy with the one I have. I don't even remember which one I have. I just know that I'm happy with it. Let's continue with what else is happening. Xbox Game Pass will now also be streaming to Meta Quest. So if you have so you can stream games to your VR headset if you have a Meta Quest 3, which is interesting because I mean streaming to a VR headset always felt like something that was gonna be a bit further on than I thought than this, and I think maybe XCloud isn't the streaming platform of choice that I would pick for that. But sure, if they can make it work, that's awesome. Essentially, yeah,
Yeah,
you play
I've
on a
run
massive screen.
GeForce Now in my Meta Quest 2 for fun.
Yeah, and I mean it's playing like on a massive screen, which is cool. Yeah, why not? I was officially supported. Speaking of Game Pass, Far Cry 6 is now on Game Pass as well. Already on PlayStation Plus as well, and Ubisoft Plus. So yeah, you can now play um, the base game of Far Cry 6 on Game Pass, including Game Pass on GeForce Now. Um, so that is also good. And yes, and someone mentioned, was it you who mentioned this map thing that Booster launched? So basically, if you go to, or maybe no, I think it was Ray. So if you go to Boostroid and run their network test, it will show you this cool map where you will see like this is your location. It will show you all the data centers they have and show you the latency to the closest one to you. As you can see, you have one in Seattle, one in Allen in the south, one in Chicago, Norristown, Charlotte, and Jacksonville. They have one in Madrid, one in London, one in Paris, one in Milan, um, one in Marseille. They have one in Bratislava, one in Belgrade, one in Ploiești in Romania, one in Kiev in Ukraine, which is impressive that is still up and running. And they also have one over here in Stockholm, which I'm connected to. I'm pretty sure it's actually up here in the northern Stockholm, but I'm gonna let that slide. So yeah, I mean I'm down here. The distance up to this one is very close. Takes 30 minutes by car to get over here ish, and that's with a bit of traffic. So my latency to that is a nice 3 milliseconds. Funny enough, I know for a fact that this like the GeForce Now data center is also here ish. Like in this vicinity, you can find both data centers for GeForce Now and for Boostroid. I wouldn't say that they are, but we wouldn't be surprising if they were actually in the same data center provider location. It would not surprise me at all if you go to one of these massive data halls that host a bunch of companies and be like, over down that hall is GeForce Now, down that hall is Boostroid, and now down that hall is some bank or something. So yeah, that's over here. Which is why I have the same like sub 10 milliseconds latency to all, to both of them. I think Microsoft's closest one to me is probably like way over. I think they have one like over here, which is still quite far. Interesting enough, also like there's a massive area here like Germany, Denmark, Poland, and the Netherlands, Lithuania that are not serviced by any data center at all. And also, if you look at the U.S., like nothing over here, really. And then
Yeah,
of
they
course,
don't want to service California.
yeah, and nothing up in Canada either. Nothing in South America. Nothing in Africa. Nothing else. Like they have some expansion they need to do.
They
And
have to be
hopefully,
selective in their populations and their markets that they can enter. So I understand.
yeah,
Pick and choose,
yeah, and I
right?
mean they are like they're not a tech giant. They don't have unlimited money. They're a small, technically quite small company, all things considered. So for them to have this many data centers is actually quite impressive. So I understand, but also yeah, I hope they get to expand soon. But they are expanding in a way. They did announce some new pricing models today, including they announcing the price for the Ultra tier that they're bringing out, which is going to give you high-end VMs with ray tracing up to 4K streaming and 120 FPS streaming. So basically 40 series GPUs or equivalent AMD or AMD equivalents. I think it's actually AMD equivalents. So yeah, they're basically upgrading the hardware. That is coming soon. I think the goal is to roll it out now in December for some regions, and then keep rolling it out through the beginning of next year. Pricing wise, you're looking at they've 10 euros for a month for the standard plan, and then 18 for the, so like almost twice for the ultra tier. Although they do have their 6 months where you get a discount if you sign up for 6 months instead. So same as but they used to have 1 month and 1 year with a discount for a full year. But this discounted price is actually pretty much identical with what the 1 month price was before, and then you could get a further discount on that by signing up for a year. So they've technically increased the prices. Should be noted that they have. Again, I like. I think they like the pricing they had was almost like. I'm surprised they could keep it that cheap. I guess they couldn't keep it for that cheap forever, which makes sense. Like I'm not gonna hold it like if like I think they get we can cut them a bit of slack because they are such a small company in comparison to the competitors. I mean they're competing with GeForce Now. They're competing with um, like I mean that's their closest competitor, and but they're also competing like with XCloud in a sense. Um,
And PlayStation
and
now
PlayStation Cloud, yeah,
entering the cloud space.
exactly. So like the competitors they're facing are massive tech giants, and they're just a small company from Ukraine. Although so like I get it. Uh, I would have preferred they had a bit clearer communication in the price hike because it is a price hike, and hopefully they can clarify that for people going down line. But like if you go to the tweet where they like announce these, like we're now bringing out the like changing things up. We're going from a like 1 month or 1 year to 1 month and 6 months, and you get a discount on the 6 months. And like everyone commented like, yeah, but you increased the price, like you still did a price increase. You just didn't tell us about it. Everyone is calling them out, so hopefully they can get an apology or something else. But yeah, we're finally seeing this rollout. This was unavailable, I think, and yeah, I think they have some pretty fun things happening. I think they added a bunch of games as well this week as well. They quite a lot of games, and yeah, some of these games are maybe yeah, like some of them are in the install section, meaning they're a bit harder to, a bit more clunky, but they have the other benefits. Lastly, GeForce Now should really get a better resolution image for this. Dom, get on this. Switch out that image. But yeah, GeForce Now update of the week. 13 games joining the library this week. Forza Horizon 4 and 5. It's joining. Have you played Forza at all? Are you a racer?
No, I'm not a big race gamer. I always said if I'm going to do racing, I would like to do it right, and that would be a wheel, a chair, the whole setup. I just don't have space in my current home to set that kind of thing up. But
Yeah, I mean, who does?
no, I've never been one to sit in front of the screen and do racing. But if I were to do it, it would be Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
that's just because
yeah,
of
but
my
also
leaning.
like I mean, Gran Turismo is a bit more like similar like racing sim, whereas I think Forza is more to like sim-ish, more towards an arcadey sim, and they have things like the crew, which I enjoy, but that's very arcadey. Um, and like I like the arcadey stuff. I think for me, Forza feels a bit too sim-like, and Gran Turismo is way too simmy. Um, but yeah, for fans of racing, Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5 is now out on GFN. Um, and then you have Minecraft Dungeons finally joining, which is really good for me because I think a while back, like a year ago, um, the Minecraft Dungeons, the first DLC was a free Amazon Prime gaming thing you can collect. So you can redeem the DLC. So I actually have the DLC on the PC version, but up until now I haven't been able to run the PC version or anything. So I haven't been able to use that DLC because the XCloud version is only the Xbox version, and the DLC doesn't cross supply. And the PlayStation copy we bought without the DLC as well. So I'm actually gonna be able to play the DLC for a change, which I'm actually weirdly looking forward to. Because Minecraft Dungeons it's a simplistic game. It is Diablo for the whole family, but it's fun. Like not gonna lie, I like it. Is it
Hey,
easier
if
than
you
Diablo?
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, is it easier than Diablo? Yeah. but I don't care. I'm having fun. Like,
That's what's
uh,
important.
yeah, it is essentially a Diablo clone, but easier and for you know with Minecraft instead of Diablo, so more kid friendly. So play it with your family. It's gonna be fun. Have you played it at all?
No, I've not turned on Minecraft Dungeons. I actually, and don't tell anybody, I don't have a Microsoft subscription.
No, no. I mean, you don't need to have one of those. You're mainly playing on PlayStation and then a fair bit of cloud. So like, while it is a great deal, I think you have enough games to play as is. So I get it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I like essentially yeah. If you like the style of game that Diablo is, then this is that. I like it.
I got to level 100 on Diablo last season as part of a contest. And after that experience, I probably won't pick up Diablo for a good year.
Yeah, but I mean, then if you like, so then this technique would be like if you got the urge to play more Diablo, was like, no, I don't want to get stuck in that again. This would be the perfect one because it's like it's more laid
Yeah.
back. You could get the same experience,
Diablo Light.
but instead of being like, really into it, you could relax a little bit more.
Some cozy version.
Exactly.
I hear what you're saying.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that out. They have Pioneers of Pagonia joining as well, which is a for more for the cozy cloud. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a stream from Vet playing this quite soon. Because I think, if I remember correctly, or no, hang on, this is a game for me. I was, I would mix this up with one of those farming, cozy farming games. No, this is a city builder, I think, and that's more my style. This is production chains and building a thriving economy. Yeah. So the game Xbox version of Teen Hearts is launching. Stellaris Nexus, a brand new. That one we'll dive into later. Let's do this. I want to take a deep dive into that Nexus and Pirates of Pagonia a little bit. Anything here that you want to take a look at? You have House Flipper 2, Teen Hearts, as mentioned, Soul Slinger, Escape the Backrooms, Flashback 2, Forza Horizon 1, 4,
I
and
think I'll
5.
be busy with the PS Plus lineup.
Yeah.
There's a Final Fantasy Soulsborne.
Yeah, you have enough
I
to
got
do
some
for the
things.
entire Christmas holiday.
If I were to pick, just by the name of it, Primal Carnage Extinction
Yeah, let's take a look at that then.
has a ring to it.
So yeah, let's take a look at these
But
three games then. Let's start with that one. So yeah, this is a very positive reviews. Hunt humans, slay dinosaurs is a chaotic prehistoric PvP. Make your choice. Think fast or you're extinct.
first person shooter. Oh, it's fun still.
Dinosaur first person shooter. Wait, I have this? How the hell do I have this?
Is already in your library.
How the hell did I get that? All right.
Maybe it was an Epic game.
Yeah, or no, because this is a Steam one. Must have been. It must have been like a humble bundle thing.
Oh, right,
That,
the bundles, yeah.
or like a humble choice. Maybe back when I had that. So yeah, it's fight dinosaurs or play as the dinosaur, seemingly. I mean, like if you're into dinosaurs and first-person shooters, this could be fun. It's like Left 4 Dead but dinosaurs. Yeah,
I guess so.
why not? That does look kind of fun actually. So yeah, this is what. Yeah, it's a city builder. So now I'm excited about this one. I shouldn't buy more city builders, but yeah, I am excited about this one. It's like I have so many city builders and I play them for like 2 or 3 hours. And I'm like, oh, I want to play more of this, and I rarely go back to them, with a few exceptions.
Yeah, I'm really into city skylines now. My population is at, I believe, 13K.
That is good. Yeah, I need to get back into City Skylines too. I haven't jumped in for quite a while.
I think I reached the 10th milestone. I've been streaming it every Tuesday and for about an hour or two, and I'm just really enjoying it. It
It is a
runs
lot of
so
fun.
smooth. It's very nice. Like the way everything allows you to expand is very natural. Like I don't feel like I'm ever fighting the systems. Like they seem to help me along. So I
Yeah,
can get the appeal to city builders. You lose time. I said 3 times during my last stream, I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna turn this off. But no, I just like,
yeah,
okay,
I
well
feel you.
now I can build this hospital here, which is gonna bring down my costs in this area, and I got a university now to
Yeah,
anyways.
it is
It's
a lot of fun, and I mean this is more the like seems to be more down like towards the anno route, which means instead of maybe focusing that much on like the city planning, it's more on the production chains, which is like, if you, yeah, you need, you need your wheat, your farms that grows wheat, and then you need
yeah,
to
you
turn that.
definitely need your weed
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
and then you need to turn that into flour, and then you need to turn that into bread. Hash browns, hash
Yeah.
brownies, and then but then you also need to spend that.
So it reminds me of an RTS. You're kind of gathering your resources then,
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
building
like
an economy.
yeah. So it's like you need to be, it's like you need to build up this economy of like, oh yeah. I mean, first of all, first they just want, food, shelter, water, some entertainment, and then after very quickly your citizen would be like, no, but we also want beer, and we also want wine because we can't just drink only beer. We want wine as well. Oh, and we also want fur clothing. Oh, and linen clothing. Oh, and we would like some cotton clothing as well. So suddenly you have like these massive production chains to produce like 50 different things for your population that they all want, um, and like, and but then I mean, in order to have workers to work that, you need more like more people in the city. But then you have more people, you need more food production because suddenly you have more people, and then it just expands into this net of insanity after a while, and it is a lot of fun. Like I did like this seems like a very free building. Like, it seems like you could plop down things pretty much like not on the grid wherever you want to, and spin around. Could be a fun ride. I do have like three other of the types of that game like this that I need to play very soon. Or want to play very soon, so I probably shouldn't pick up another one, but I kind of want to. Lastly, Stellaris Nexus from Paradox Interactive, or Paradox Arc. This is an interesting one. So, I mean, Stellaris is a 4x grand strategy game. One playthrough will take like 500 hours, or like 100 hours at least to do a single playthrough, and like it is a lot of fun. This is a 4x one. You play a full 4x experience in an hour. So it's a roguelike social strategy game where you play like the whole, instead of playing 100 hours, you play for 1 hour, and then you're supposed to get the whole experience in that. Very interesting concept, and I am keen to try to check it out because I do love Stellaris. Have you played Stellaris,
Oh, it's
Rubik's?
interesting. The runs end after an hour. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Have you played
Novel
Stellaris?
idea.
Have you played Stellaris at all, or
No.
because I mean, Stellaris the is an interesting take on the I mean, for XYZ, like it's a paradox game. It is the map painting and expanding, and like explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate your enemies. Like that's what the game is. You can do it in very it's very open. Lets you do it in myriad of ways. You can like it's every playthrough is vastly different from the others. But at the end of it is the same thing. What I do love about Stellaris is like they've basically taken, they've built this this sci-fi universe, and then they've taken every single sci-fi trope from every single sci-fi story ever told, and rewritten it into event chains that work in their universe. So you'll have an event chain and be like, "Huh, this feels familiar," and then you realize 3 events down the line, like, "Oh no, this is Star Wars." Or like the plot of Star Wars, and then you have another one like, oh, this is the plot of Dune, and then you have an event being like, oh, this happened. Oh, that's a throw like a nice Easter egg of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like it's chock
Always
full of
bring
them.
your towel.
Yeah, yeah. There's like when you find an abandoned spaceship and you start investigating, and then you realize like, you find nothing in there except a towel, and then you can dismantle it for parts. So you get like, oh, that's a nice like throwback to that. Like, it's so chock full of it. that I am keen to see more happening in the universe. And also Solaris music soundtrack is insane. Um, it's probably the best sci-fi music I've ever heard. So if you want to just listen to some chill sci-fi, music
I
that
would
just
do that
pulls
in
you.
No Man's Sky. They had a radio, and it was this odd, futuristic sounding radio that would always be on in No Man's Sky, and I'd listen to it,
Yeah,
even
I
though
mean
it
the No
was
Man's Sky music is
strange.
awesome. Solaris music is like the same weird because like I would say the No Man's Sky has a music that is quite, it's weird sci-fi weirdness meets indie pop maybe, or indie rock, whereas Solaris is that weird sci-fi meets orchestral in a just lovely way. So yeah, definitely worth taking a listen. You just bring out the original Stellaris soundtrack, hit play, and just keep it on in the background while you do something else. Next time you doing the dishes or something. It is it is epic, in a great grand scale. I love it. So yeah, love to see more Stellaris. Looking forward to checking that out. But other than that, hey Rudix, what do you have happening in over the next couple of days or weeks?
Well,
Over the holidays even.
tomorrow, tomorrow I'm going to do something crazy, which is try to build a game. We're going to be doing
Ooh,
that
fun.
over on Cloud and Console. Anyone's welcome to jump on in from Cyborg City. We're just going to jump into Discord, start designing a game, and see where we go. So that's going to be a fun little collaboration with people in there. Then myself, I'm going to get on to some gaming at 10 p.m. Eastern, RUDIGGZ, on YouTube and Threads. So you can catch me there. Usually gaming on this week, probably Valhalla, jumping back into Final Fantasy 16. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I've locked in. My Tuesday shows are always the City Skylines too, because I'm really enjoying that one. And then Wednesdays, I'm doing my family game night, which we had last night. It was absolute epic, fun experience having that with the whole family. So always good times over on the Rudix channel. Be sure to check it out. And thanks, Bjorn, for having me on the show.
Thank you for
Shout
joining
out
us.
again for SPG and Ray. And how about
Definitely.
yourself, Bjorn? What do you got going on Dad Plays Games? What's
I'm
happening?
gonna take a look at a game called Elven City, which seems to be a like strategy slash RPG game that like indie game that I got invited to check out the demo for. I'm gonna check out some Gangs of Sherwood and some Teardown on the PlayStation. Um, and other than that, I don't really know
It's
what
a
I'm
fun
doing.
one.
Yeah, I mean, looking
Although
forward to
the
all those
physics in
games.
Teardown annoyed me. Okay, I'm breaking down an entire building, and tell me how the entire building is stood up on one brick. And it's like, okay, I smashed that brick, and now the floor comes down. Like, come on,
Yeah, it
come
should have
on.
calmed down a bit before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, I'm gonna take a look at those two games. I haven't really figured out how I want to do that. And do I want to do a stream from the PlayStation 5, or do I want to just play it and then cut together some highlights, or do I just want to, I don't know, review it? I really don't know yet. It's been just sitting there waiting for me to actually do something with it, both that and the Gangs of Sherwood. But I do want to check them out, both of them. Other than that, no, I don't really have much going on except the on the Taylor Swift channel. I'm doing 13 days of Swiftmas, so one video every day. Did miss one yesterday, and haven't done
Swift
one.
Bus. Oh,
Yeah, and I
wow.
haven't done one today, so I need to do two. Technically, should not sit down and do two now, but I really need to
Oh,
go to bed, so I might have to do three tomorrow at lunch or something. Which also one of crap. I have a Christmas party tomorrow. How the hell am I gonna fit? Why did I think I could do this
see, you
daily?
should have done all the Swift Miss episodes like second week of November, and then just had them lined up ready to
Yeah,
go.
I should have. I got the idea like last week, so
Yeah, you can still do it. You can fit it in, I'm
yeah, I
sure.
need to sit down and get back up. Like I think I'm probably gonna put out a post being like, "Hey, sorry, I haven't had time, but I'm gonna make it up for you by doing a lot of them this weekend and just put all of them out in get up to speed." And I even did, found an AI called Suno that will, you give it a text prompt, and it will generate music with vocals and and AI generated
Wow.
lyrics, and it's
Oh my god,
surprisingly
you have to
good.
share the link.
Yeah, definitely. So I basically went in there and I said, write me a Taylor Swift Christmas song,
Yeah.
and it came back with one that had with verse one and and the chorus, and then you can keep going if you want to, but I didn't. I just left it at that. And the chorus, she's like, it's a voice that sounds very much like eerily like Taylor Swift, but not quite, but still sounds good. And the music sounds like Taylor Swift song, and she sings. You have some Christmas bells in there as well. And then it's like it is, and then she's like, it's a Swiftmas, a Taylor Swiftmas. I'm like, that's perfect. I'm doing Swiftmas. So I clipped,
Swiftmas.
so I
Yeah.
clipped, so I clipped that, took that audio clip, and then I went into Leonardo and told it to AI generate photographs of Taylor Swift, doing various Christmas things like decorating the tree or cooking Christmas food or setting the table or dancing in the snow. In Christmas outfits, and it just generated a bunch of photos that looks all kind of like Taylor Swift. Then I put that into the Pika AI, which is an AI that will animate, like create video out of images, or text prompts. But I just gave it images and said like, hey, take this image of Taylor Swift decorating the tree, make her decorate the tree in slow motion, and it did. And I put that into a small intro video. I'm gonna put that on the videos. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I basically
Wow.
just spent an hour having an AI create music, create images, animate those images, and then I could manually cut it together into a 10-second intro. Uh,
I mean, just
it's
walking through the process alone could be a video.
Yeah,
Because that sounds pretty cool.
it
You're a
is pretty
music
cool.
producer, Bjorn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I even generated a metal song, that I'm kind of keen to, like, if I have time, if I find time during the holidays, I kind of want to, AI generate some lyrics and then just record the vocals myself. That could be fun. Um,
Yeah.
I think I technically have all the tools for it. I just didn't have the knowledge how to use those tools. But yeah, no. Otherwise than that, I mean, it's Christmas coming up. I'm probably not gonna do that much content creation over the holidays, because I'm also working over the holidays, and it's always a lot with doing all the Christmas food and
Right.
things like that.
Family.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna
Parties.
do a little bit of here and there, but in general, keep it on the down low for a while. And then we'll see what we start off next year with. I'm in
So
this
you
weird
pick
place where
rock
for
players
change.
again in
Probably maybe next
2024, you
week. I don't
think?
know. But then I think if not next week, we'll squeeze one in as one last one before the end of the year. On Thursday,
Cool.
not before Christmas, but before New Year's. And then we'll see how we continue after that. Because I also realized that, like, this is a bad time. Like, I should be in bed an hour ago, and I have had some issues with the sleep issues of late. Falling
Oh,
asleep
I'm
in
sorry to hear.
meetings, and so, like, falling asleep in meetings and things. Um, so I should probably, like, how I haven't decided how I'm gonna do it. I'm either gonna try to make it into 1 hour show. That feels hard to do because I do like talking too much. Or we do it
Yeah.
maybe every bi-weekly, or maybe change the hours a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to stop doing it because I do enjoy it, but I'm gonna have to change something around. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'll just leave it as is until I figure out what I want to do with it. Um, but yeah,
Well, if you ever want to come shoot the ish and work it out, you got my ear. Or if
yeah.
you want to bounce some
I'll
ideas off, I'll be happy to hear you out. But
yeah. I'll
I look
probably
forward
jump
to
in.
whatever you got cooking in the future, dude.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking for, like, I'm in this weird place where I don't know what I'm doing next content wise, and that is in a way a bit scary, but also kind of fun because I mean it just leaves doors open. Just currently seeing what comes cooking. Probably also gonna spend a lot of time prepping the next charity event. It's gonna happen February 23rd to 25th. That much I know, and I'm just working on trying to figure out some partnerships there. I think Lurk it might be was probably gonna try to help, either by promoting it or maybe giving me help in getting in touch with developers or something like that. It's gonna be hopefully bigger than last year. The last year we had 20 streamers streaming for over 120 hours, raising $3,000. We're gonna try to top all of that. So I should get to work on prepping that.
Yeah, it could be huge, like
Yeah,
it was last year, maybe even bigger, because I
the
will
goal is to
be
grow it.
able to be a part of it this year. Because last year I was in Hawaii, I believe. So
Yeah,
uh,
I
look
think you were.
forward to
Yeah, Hawaii.
contributing if I can.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well. So February 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Basically, anyone watching this, if you don't have anything to do that day, and you're a content creator, please join in and stream. Or if you were streaming anyway, then just make it share stream. And if you don't, if you're not a content creator, then just join in and watch and have fun and find maybe if you're able to donate to one of the streamers that participate. There's gonna be prizes. That much I can promise. There's gonna be a lot of games being given away over those 3 days. Especially amongst those who donate. So yeah, um, looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. I haven't really started yet planning it, so that's gonna be something for next year. So yeah, happy holidays, guys. If I don't do a show next week, I think I might do one. We'll see. The plan is to do one, but I also know that the days before holidays are always insane. So we'll see. So if I don't see you next week, happy holidays. If I see you next week, see you next week.